that movie Avatar from way back, this is better.
Could Avatar 2 possibly be better than the first movie? For Avatar fans, that seems like an almost impossible task, but looking at initial reactions from people who've seen the movie, it seems like James Cameron's managed to pull it off yet again. The premiere for Avatar: The Way of Water was yesterday, and the initial reaction embargo has been lifted, which means we have a bunch of reactions online, which I'm going to go through to get the overall sort of narrative around the film. Some of you may have noticed my voice is a little bit different, and that's because I'm not Avatar Guy. I go by Ashen and I work on this channel as well, and I always wanted to try an Avatar Guy impression. Here I go. Hey everyone, Avatar Guy here. Okay, let me know if I nailed it in the comments. The first big pattern I've seen across all the reactions seems to be that Avatar: The Way of Water is better than Avatar.
It was the experience of the first movie, but on steroids.
First up, we have a tweet from Eric Davis, who works for Fandango as a blogger, and it reads, "Happy to say Avatar: The Way of Water is phenomenal. Bigger, better, and more emotional than Avatar. The film is visually breathtaking, visceral, and incredibly engrossing. The story, the spectacle, the spirituality, the beauty. This is movie making and storytelling at its absolute finest." This definitely seems in line with what Zoe said about the movie being on steroids, as Eric here is saying that the movie is bigger. Next up, we have Brandon Davis, who is a producer and host of a Marvel podcast called Phase Zero, and he says, "Avatar: The Way of Water is a never-ending visual spectacle. It's a better, more complex story than the first with solid emotion, but the characters could grow a bit more. It's definitely long, running on incredible visuals and techniques which are 3D's best." So I know that in the anticipation for Avatar 2, lots of people were concerned about the story, and it seems here that Brandon Davis seems to think it's a better story this time around. We have Kara Warner up next, who is a self-proclaimed Avatar stan, just like everyone listening, I would hope. She works for People magazine, and she tweeted, "As an Avatar stan, I had high hopes for Avatar: The Way of Water, and for me, it totally delivers. Sure, it's a little long, but worth it for the gorgeous visuals, wonderful new characters, a total thrill." A promising tweet for fans who have high hopes as well. You will have spotted in a few of these tweets is that they always mention the visuals, and that's a reoccurring thing in all the tweets and reactions about the film, is that everyone's unanimous in agreeing that the film looks gorgeous. Here's a tweet which sort of focuses on the visuals by CinemaPlen's Kevin McCarthy, and he says, "James Cameron's Avatar: The Way of Water is a monumental filmmaking achievement, striking a great balance between technical and emotional. The 48 FPS 3D experience features some of the most jaw-dropping immersion I've ever seen. Felt like a kid again watching T2 for the first time. Outstanding." We have another tweet from Del Toro, the famous Oscar-winning director, and he says, "A staggering achievement. Avatar: The Way of Water is chock full of majestic visuals and emotions at an epic scale. A master at the peak of his powers. It's always nice to see other directors hold Cameron in such high regard, even if they are friends." So we have a bunch of really positive reactions, but there are some which are lukewarm. What's interesting to me is that even in these lukewarm reactions, they still acknowledge that the visuals are incredible, and sometimes also acknowledge that Avatar 2 is better than the first. The perfect example of this is Ammon Warman's reply to his initial reaction, which says, "This movie sure is pretty to look at though, and on the whole, I like Avatar: The Way of Water more than Avatar 2009. If for nothing else, because it has less in-your-face white saviorism than the original." So it seems to me that haters of the first movie are actually saying at least this one's better, so that's actually a really good sign for people who are actually looking forward to the movie. Before I go through some more tweets and give a summary of the overall reaction, I'm just going to let some videos of people reacting to seeing the movie for the first time play. While I'm gone, if you subscribe, that would be amazing.
This movie is going to make a lot of money because this movie is gorgeous. This is why you make movies. This is why people go see it. This is
Instantly,
why I would like stop breathing and stuff.
instantly, I'm like,
One stunning shot after the next with some seriously game-changing technology behind them.
See it in the theater because it's just something very spectacular.
This may be one of the most immaculate-looking movies I've ever seen.
Welcome back to Pandora.
This one, on the other hand, is a visual masterpiece.
I mean, the underwater scenes, you've got to see it to believe it. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Where do we start, James? Unpacking.
James Cameron once again shows filmmakers how it's done. I've said it 1,000 times, never doubt him. Avatar: The Way of Water is how you do epic blockbustering. Emotional, visceral, and as big as movies get. James Cameron and co deliver yet another riveting, awe-inducing masterclass in world building with Avatar: The Way of Water. Immersive, emotionally engaging, and epically entertaining. It's a thrilling ride. I've always believed that Avatar: The Way of Water was going to be spectacular, but I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say actually seeing the reactions come through and them being super positive just makes me even more excited for the movie coming out. At this point, almost 24 hours after the premiere, I think it's fair to say there's probably over like 100 reactions out there now, and I've looked at many more of them than I've shown in this video. So instead of showing them all, I'm just going to give a general overview of the sentiments I got from the reactions, which are: Avatar 2 is bigger and better than Avatar, 3D is back, the visuals are breathtaking, never doubt James Cameron, incredible third act, it's a high emotion epic with incredible action sequences, and lastly, the story is simple but good. So that's it for the video, thanks for watching. If you're wondering where Avatar Guy is, don't worry, he's still here. Subscribe if you're not already, and see you next time.